They say success is the best revenge. Heard they was sleeping again, say it no more.
And touch the sound of silence, and in the naked light I saw 10,000 people maybe, people talking without speaking, people hearing without listening, people writing songs that voices never share, and no one dared disturb the sound of silence. Fool said, you do not know. Silence like a cancer grows. Hear my words and I might teach you. Lay my arms and I might reach you. But my words, like silent raindrops, fell and echoed in the wind. Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again, because a vision softly creeping left its scenes while I was sleeping.
Crypto YouTube, how's it been? It's been a bit. 9 days to be exact. CryptoStud here with another banger. Hopefully I can provide you good content. I've been away from the markets for a little bit, trying to get the rust off again, you know, start killing it, kill these markets again like I always do, and provide good content for you to make good, educated trades, right? So I do want to get into this as quick as possible and, you know, just start running. Welcome to the crypto universe where possibilities sparkle like stars. With the belief that God is great, God is good, we embark on this exciting journey through blockchain and cryptocurrency. Carry hope and positivity as we navigate this dynamic world together, whether in sunlight or seeking a beacon at night. May your heart be filled with peace, love, and promise of prosperity. Join me on my channel as we unlock crypto mysteries with curiosity and bold hearts. Here's to success, understanding, and a touch of magic on our path. May your day shine bright, your spirit be light, and your investments flourish. Now, let's dive into today's crypto adventure. Well, I did finally hit my 300,000 threshold on my trade. It was a bit higher. I was out of town and on vacation, couldn't record anything, so made it a little difficult. It was a lot higher, but you know, we're still doing pretty good. Projectile's still up, so we'll continue the trend. GDP report that came out was very shocking. Somebody did comment on my last community post my thoughts on the market, and I did say that if the GDP report was good, that we would move higher. We did move a bit higher, you know, not much, not a rocket mission, but still pretty darn good. But you know the deal, we're gonna do some housekeeping items, news, stocks. We'll get into DXY, SPX, Bitcoin, and then I do want to look at a shitcoin, and then we'll look at Tesla, and then we'll do our random indicator, try to make this quick. Housekeeping items, we still have the sale going on, 4th of July sale going on. I saw some actually take advantage of that, so you know, it's a good opportunity to take advantage of that. It will be ending soon. The month of July is ending here, and it will probably be gone. So if you've been on the fence about it, you know, here's your opportunity to do just that, right? So do take advantage of that. I am pushing a new Nexus indicator update later tonight. After this video is done, I'm going to be pushing that. So excited to finally get that out to the group. I still have 2 other updates to do with it, but yeah, I mean, we're getting pretty close to the end. So, all right, let's go ahead and jump into things and get this started. So I do want to get down to this as quick as possible with our news articles. I really have a lot of news articles, so I'm going to go through this as quick as possible with one really outweighing a lot of these other news articles. But I've gone through multiple articles and just trying to find ones that actually have some good value for us to just take a look at. And again, when I do show these articles and stuff, I just read the headlines. They're really good articles to just dive into and read and look at. You can get them all through my group. If you join my group, they're all there. They come throughout the day, 24/7, stock news, crypto news, whenever you want. They come to you right into the Discord server. Anytime you need them, they're there. That's always a good benefit of joining the group. But at the same time, you could always look at my videos and then wait for the key ones that I think are important to take into consideration. I do bash news quite a bit myself. It's just, when they get really bearish and really bullish, that kind of deters traders into making good trades, and that kind of, blindsides you into making good trades. So I always take news with a grain of salt, but some of them some of them are really important. Like there is one with the yields that I'm gonna kind of go over, and that one is really important to take note of. History does repeat itself. It's really the matter of the $1 million question is when. So there is some indications that we could possibly enter a recession. A lot of people have been saying we've been trying to enter a recession for 2 to 3 years. Others say no, full steam ahead. So, but it's always good to know what happened in the past, and history does repeat itself. So, anyways. So first up, I actually was affected by CrowdStrike, and ironically enough, seeing this news article coming out about the CrowdStrike chaos will happen again, and here's why. It's kind of a nice read. I actually did read through this whole thing. I think the biggest thing, and Delta it was kind of this thing on Delta, since Delta was the worst of the airlines that had gotten affected, but upgrading your IT infrastructure isn't something you can, show off on Instagram. So I always thought, I kind of find that funny. Like, it's not fun to show your IT infrastructure being upgraded on Instagram. So why even do that? Why put millions and millions of dollars or billions of dollars into something like that when you can't actually physically show it? It's all about the clout and the fame, and it just isn't pretty. Here's our new database. Here's the new way you can log into our system. It's faster. I find it funny. For me, like personally, I can kind of see that as well, because there's times when I'll update our Discord bot, and sometimes I don't add anything. It's not pretty, but in the background there's a lot of things that I'm fixing, or bugs that I'm addressing, or logging I'm trying to add, and for me it helps me a lot. But everybody else, they don't see it, they don't care. Like, it's not anything for them. So I thought that was an interesting one. Wealthier people aren't splurging the way they used to. They are losing steam. So another interesting article. We're going to kind of fly through these real quick. Now, this is the one I would really like, take a moment, pause this video, and just go take a look at this and read through this. This bond market signal of impending recession went on a wild ride. Here's its message. This is a perfect article, really good read. I highly recommend it. If none of these news articles you're going to read in this video, at least go check out this one. This one's kind of, this one's really important. It's got a really good message to it as well. So let's see if I can close out. Yeah, Ford stocks book worst drop since 2008 on warranty surprise EV woos. Yeah, I don't know. EV's tough, man. Tesla's doing the best job they can with it, but still, it's just very hard. Gas is king, right? Speaking of gas, oil prices end higher on pause and risk asset sell-off. So that does mean that oil price is rising. That means it's going to affect the gas just a bit. So forewarn. Van Eck sees Bitcoin hitting 2.9 million by 2050, but a lot has to happen first. Yeah, it could hit 50 million, but a lot's got to happen as well. I think it's just kind of a super bullish outlook on Bitcoin, which, you know, don't get me wrong, I'm fully for a bullish Bitcoin, but realistically, we've been in this range for, you know, most of this year, and we got a lot of ground to cover if we get anywhere near that by 2050, if we're not moving very far in a range, you know. But I've seen crazier things happen. Marathon Digital faces $138 million fine for breach of NDA. So thought that was crazy. I do know that they, yeah, their largest Bitcoin miner. Actually, I didn't read this one, but yeah, fined $138 million. Interesting. Thought this was kind of a interesting tidbit as well. Violating a non-disclosure agreements. The penalty follows a jury verdict in favor of Michael Ho, former co-founder of U.S. Bitcoin Corp. and current chief strategy officer at Hut 8. Interesting lawsuit there. Crypto market awaits bull run amid Mt. Gox wallet movements. Now, this is kind of an ironic article because we've been, I hate to break the news, but we've been in a bull run for quite a while. You know, being at 18,000 up to 60, 72,000. I don't know what you would classify a bull run if we haven't been in a bull run. So it's been a pretty straight shot up for us, and not many massive pullbacks. I mean, I think we've had the most massive pullbacks in the last couple of months playing in the range that we have been playing than we've had the entire run up, which is great if you caught, you know, a really good long at the bottom at 18,000. Me personally, I didn't catch too many trades at the bottom. Unfortunately, I mean, I did get a long in. It was like, I want to say it was 18,000, 19,000 or so. You know, it was before I started my YouTube channel and stuff. But I pretty much got it to about 23, 24. And I was like, you know what? I'm happy with this. Let me take profits with this. And not really thinking that we would be where we are now at the time. I was expecting us to get another pullback and go a tad bit lower so I could put myself into another position. But you know, that's the thing with trading. You're not always going to be 100%. So you take what you can, and the trades that you know for sure, you take them well, you execute them well, and you do really well. You know, small wins, small losses, big wins. That's the best way to do it. Always keeping small losses, good risk management. That's key to being a good trader. As you see, as I hope that I can show you while I'm doing these YouTube videos and such. But I do just want to give a good shout out, just a general shout out to everybody who subscribed and watches me and likes and comments on my stuff. I really do appreciate it. It means the world to me. I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't get the traction and the views and just, like, you know, the love. I love you all back. So thanks. Appreciate it. So let's go ahead and get into the charts here. We're going to start with the dollar, and then we're going to move on from that. So let's get going. I'm going to go ahead and close this other one out. Drop in on the dollar here. So I'm a little rusty. I've been looking at the charts a tad bit today, just trying to get things back together, doing some stuff in the group, just trying to, you know, get back to what I love doing, right? You know, my last couple of videos, I've been pretty bearish on the dollar, and we are starting to get somewhat of a movement back up. From the lows that I actually circled. It was on the 2 hour. I don't know if I still have it on this. Oh yeah, here it is. So it's been a bit since my last video. Yeah. So I did circle this area as like an important area for us to get to and kind of see how we react. And here we are at this area. We swung fail this area. We've kind of made a move back up in this. So it's good to see this. It's good to finally get that area that I was looking for and kind of. Remember, you know, the dollar moves down. When the dollar moves down, Bitcoin tends to move up. So that always helps our longs if you're in a long position. And then, you know, be cautious when you're doing shorts. So now that we've kind of bottomed down here and we're kind of making some moves up, I would say that the long side of things are a bit riskier, especially since we are starting to get back to the top of the range of Bitcoin. But I still feel like we have some juice left in some sense. This weekly looks beautiful. These rejections off this order block, weekly order block, is just so beautiful to see. But I'm still kind of bearish on the dollar. It is still pointing down. I'm trying to get a feel for everything again here. The day is looking pretty darn good though. Let's see. 12 hours starting to turn over on us. 8 hours looking pretty darn good. Yeah. I kind of have a mixed review with this. Not really much. 4 hours looking good. The lower time frames are looking pretty darn good, so I don't see why we can't get some more move up. But with the daily still got a little bit of steam left, so I wouldn't mind seeing us get back. Is this the weekly P right here? That's not the weekly P. This is the monthly P. Let's see if we hit the weekly P for this. Yep. Oh, we've been testing the weekly P. So, we've kind of opened up in this area, so I expect us to keep chopping around. I wouldn't mind seeing us get up here in this area and see what that brings for us, if there's a good reaction for that. But, the weekly's still pointing down, kind of like what Bitcoin's still doing with that, with the weekly on the Bitcoin. I'm still a little bearish on the dollar. The daily needs to kind of come up and finish it out. We can get some move up here, but overall, I'm still leaning towards the downtrend coming down. The 12 hour starting to get some volatility starting to come in. So we should have a big move pretty soon. Oh yeah, we should have a pretty darn big move pretty soon here. And that will really kind of guide us into where we position ourselves with this. So remember, when you're looking for trades or you're in trades, just kind of keep an eye on what the dollar is doing and kind of get a feel for the way that it's going and the way it's moving. Again, when you're trading Bitcoin, you still need to do some technical analysis on Bitcoin, of course, and then also look at the dollar and also look at the S&P. S&P is just give you kind of a general direction of what the market feels like. Is the market in an upward trend? Is it kind of just tanking? Or is it, chopping around? And get a look at the dollar and kind of feel for where the dollar is as well before you're looking really for a good position on Bitcoin. And then, once you're in a position on Bitcoin and you're trying to manage it, it's always good to just look to see what the dollar's doing and the S&P and kind of, do technical analysis on them as well. So overall, the larger time frames, I'm still bearish on the dollar until the weekly starts to turn over, right? So we do want to see this start getting a turnover posture. We are starting to get in the neutral zone, so we could flatline, get this kind of build up to come back up to this area. But I just don't see us having that juice to get up there. Oh, meanwhile, Bitcoin is pumping right now. I love to see that. And we could just keep chopping around this area. You take the range over here at the high, come back down in this area, and it could kind of just be a choppy area, and Bitcoin could still make a good move based off that. Again, the volatility on Bitcoin is much greater than the dollar, so every little teeny move from the dollar is a greater move for Bitcoin. The 4 hour, we're still kind of down on these lower time frames right now. So for me, in the short term, I would look for the dollar to make a pullback, but I am still thinking that the day looking like this is still kind of a bullish posture. But once these lower time frames do reset, I expect us to go a bit higher, with the weekly still kind of pulling us down. Now, I do talk about the weekly quite a bit, and it does take a bit of time for the weekly to play out and to finish playing out. But remember, when you're looking for trades to take, the larger time frame is the weekly. So if the weekly does look like it's in a bearish posture, those are good times to take good smart shorts and range area highs. Where you think it might break out, you think that you're going to get wrecked by shorting the top because you think it's going to have this massive breakout, and then it doesn't. There's been a couple cases, for the people who have been watching my videos from the beginning, there's been a lot of cases where we get to the top of the range and we look for shorts, and you know why? Because the weekly just looks dog shit. Like, it just doesn't look good. Now, that we were speaking about that over here in this area. We've been talking about this weekly for quite a while, and the weekly is starting to get in our neutral posture now. So this is kind of an area which I know the bulls are going to love. This is kind of an area where we could really get some good momentum for the weekly, and really break out of this area. Now, if I start seeing this curve up a bit more and start pointing up, I probably won't look for a trade in this area to short just yet. I would wait for some weakness. Maybe we swing fail the top area right here and then come back into the range and then take a good trade base off that. Now, I do need to clean up these lines quite a bit, but you know, I kind of wouldn't mind seeing what we get when we get over here in this area. And yes, I do believe we kind of hit this area and we kind of break out a new all-time high. We're doing really well here. And we do have a bit of time before the CPI report actually comes out, but that could actually help us move further up. But anyways, I'm kind of neutral on the weekly. This is the first time since I've really been doing my YouTube videos that I've actually been neutral on the weekly. Now, you know, my next video that can change, but right now I am in a neutral posture on the weekly. The dailies, the only concern I've been having recently. We still are in an area where this could still pull up and continue going forward, but it is kind of concerning. I would have liked to see it around here in this area more so, but you know, here we are. We have these bearish divergence that kind of played out, had a small pullback, not as much as you would normally do, middle of the range, so it didn't come out as much. I do want to see, I'm pretty sure we already touched the weekly P for this because that would have been a great short trade. Let's see. Let me change this real quick. Let me change the focus on this. I keep saving it, but I guess it doesn't save it. Let's save it now. I'll probably have to make a special chart for just YouTube. But yeah, so we got the weekly P about here, and I do remember we kind of were up in this area and came down and touched it, so that would have been a great trade if you had seen that. Yeah, the weekly P is right here. So, you know, that opened up Sunday night. Monday morning would have been a perfect area. I didn't take a trade on this. I was on vacation, but I would have taken that. It would have been a wonderful setup. You know, you have this position right here, you have this whole area of resistance, kind of tapping it for our order block right here, and then just, you know, target the weekly P as a take profit area. I mean, that would have been a fantastic move. Say you got in like right here, brought it down to the weekly P. Oh man, 3%, 3.5%. Beautiful trade. Beautiful move. I mean, it can't be any picture perfect than that. That would have been a great setup. I wish, you know, I could have done my video on Sunday and kind of just spoke through how I would have taken that trade. But unfortunately, you know, sometimes you do have to take some time away and enjoy, right? Enjoy life. So, but anyway, so you know, I'm concerned about the daily. I think the dailies, I would be even more concerned of the daily if we start breaking this low down here. So for right now, I'm still looking that as a bullish posture. The 12-hour kind of still looking pretty good. It's starting to turn up. We're starting to get some turn up on these lower time frames. It's 6 hours looking pretty good. 4 hours starting to turn up on us. Yep, 4 hours looking good. 2 hours, 2 hours beautiful. Now, we did get a bullish divergence right here. Kind of played that out. Did really well. We did swing fail the TSI at the bottom of the range here of our juxtapost, and we had a bullish divergence right there on the 2 hours. Check out the 4 hour. I mean, these plays are beautiful. You can't get these anywhere else. We had a bullish divergence right here on the 4 hour, and we just skyrocketed. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. You can set alerts for this and just, you know, trade it, kill it, right? The 4 hour divergence over here on this side played out pretty nicely. Had a nice candle. Not, you know, it didn't go to zero, obviously. We were in an upward trend, but still pretty beautiful. Now, this candle looks so beautiful, but that could change in a you know, I post this video and we're back to zero, right? But overall, I'm pretty, you know, I'm fearful to say this, but I'm pretty bullish on Bitcoin right now. I do want to see the 8 hour kind of completely turn over right there, and then the 12 hour come up on us. Let's check out XO real quick, see what XO brings. So we do have a possibility for a Dalton. So I would like kind of see if we come back down to this area, 64,850, how we test in this area. Again, a Dalton play kind of, if we head back into this area right here, there's an 80% chance that we'll oscillate back to the previous day area low, which is 63.5. So that would be a pretty large move. So something to just take caution of. Just be careful with this area right here. I would expect us to have maybe a bounce here first before we start moving lower. but that is something that's in the cards. We are moving quite a bit away from it though, 67.2, so that is great if we can get some movement away from it. PM POC might be a good area to look for, hopefully not too much of a rejection, which is 69.3. actually that's pretty great. It'd be great to see us get all the way up there. But let's see, so we don't really have many longs in the market. We have shorts coming into shorts are leaving the market right now. Open interest is coming down. I don't like the look of that. Price is rising as open interest is dropping. That is not good. That's not very healthy, personally. Oh, that's rough to see that. Yeah, I don't like seeing that. So for me, knowing that fact, I would kind of like to see how we do with this 2 hour right here. I think this would be an area to kind of look for a short position again and see how it plays out. This is tough though. This is a tough one. I'm really concerned about the open interest dropping off like it has. That's you know, that's rough. This whole move up, we've pretty much had open interest fall down. That's tough to see. I don't like seeing that. You know, let's see what previous day value area high gives us as a test. Let's see if we get some support here, maybe get some longs coming in. We do have kind of longs coming in now to the market, which of course coming in at the top. Let's check out the high block, see if there's anything on it. So I did see this earlier, you know, our short liquidations at 300, long liquidations about half of that. So it's still a little top heavy for the shorts. But it's kind of mixed messages, to be honest with you. I'm, you know, the charts look great and everything. They look really beautiful from 6 hour below. 8 hours starting to turn up on us, so that's looking really beautiful. And 12 hour, it's kind of being a neutral posture, so we can have a move up on that as well. But boy, it's cautionary to see this right here, the open interest dropping off like that with the price rising. That never really bodes well in most cases. So just forewarn, be careful of that. It's tough, but I would kind of like to see what we get coming back down on this previous day value area high as like an area to possibly position to take a long, and see how we do there. But overall, I mean, besides seeing the open interest dropping off like a rock, I don't like seeing that. I think we're looking pretty healthy. Unfortunately, seeing open interest like that is kind of puts you at a weird stance of how you feel. But at this rate, with how price is going right now, you know, while I'm sitting here doing this video, we might actually hit the 68 area and cause, you know, some type of damage here. Great to see that though. But again, seeing this drop like that, it's not very healthy. It's not a healthy move up, and normally that doesn't bode well. But we are mega pumping right now. It's great to see this. Checking my trades right now. Yeah, great to see that. But yeah, let's get on to S&P. I did want to look at S&P. Man, it's looking beautiful though. But you know, I still think we're at the point where, you know, if there is a pullback, it's always good opportunity to take a position, especially at previous day value area low. I think that would be a spectacular, awesome place to take, especially if we get the opportunity to get that chance, you know. That's the other thing of it. S&P is kind of having a nice little pump right now going. What's this at? 20 points up. Nice. Pretty nice. All right, let's check out the weekly. Weekly, oh man, weekly is starting to turn over just a little bit, but I mean, we still got more room to run. You know, I'm still pretty bullish on S&P. Daily is starting to clear. I mean, this pullback right here was a nice reset for the daily. Like we really got everything reset, restarted, ready to roll back to the top side. We had a nice block on this, a nice rejection on this order block right here. That looks really nice. You know, seeing S&P volatility like this is insane. Normally we don't get moves like that. Let's see, 8 hour starting to look pretty good. Oh yeah, 8 hours saying that we're topped out on volatility. 6 hour volatility is topped out. I mean, this is like a bottom signal practically. Yep, this is looking beautiful too. S&P is looking pretty good too. So I'm still seeing the S&P go higher here. I don't see why we can't. No major news, hopefully. But it's looking beautiful too. So I'm still bullish on S&P. Bitcoin, I'm still bullish on Bitcoin, but I'm a little cautious right now with how it's acting. Seeing this kind of go like it is, it's kind of a cautionary tale. But I would like to see this OI flip and kind of turn around for us to really get some movement further up in the right direction and get some building blocks on that. We do have kind of a little bit more coming in, so that's good to see. Let's check out Pepe. So Pepe is almost recovered. Oh, that's beautiful. Beautiful to see that move right there. 68%. Man, it's so great to see. This thing moves. I love this thing. I haven't been trading it lately, but it moves really well. Oh, triple top. Nice trade right there. So let's take a look at this. It looks like there's a move that's about to start here soon. We're about to get a heavy move coming in. So daily's kind of, it hasn't quite turned bearish on us. We're kind of sitting in a neutral zone on that. Let's see the weekly again real quick. Weekly's pointing down, so kind of like how we have for Bitcoin. 8 hours kind of in a neutral zone too. 6 hours in neutral zone too. I don't really have a good read on this. 2 hours or 4 hours starting to look pretty darn good. We do have a bullish divergence. But yeah, bullish divergence on this. Pepe's looking pretty darn good. I kind of want to see how we react back in this area right here. We have 4 hour and 2 hour order block right there. So that would be kind of nice to see how we do there. But some pretty darn good trades in this right here, you know, taking these triple top right here. Looking pretty clean. But I'm really set on this being by the dip type movement. I don't think we're quite done with this Bitcoin rally. So those are my thoughts on that. Let's check out Tesla, and then we're going to jump into a random indicator. Tesla has had a pullback for sure. Wow. Weekly still looking like that. That's pretty darn nice. We did have a bearish divergence played out. Looks like that's completed. Let's see. Let's check out the daily. So still pretty bullish on the weekly. Daily starting to come back to reset zone. You know, I think we can come back down a little bit further before we start getting another move back up. Oh yeah, yeah. We're due to come down just a bit more, but this is looking really beautiful. Like just a full on lows. See, this hasn't confirmed yet on the 6 hour, but that is bullish divergence. Again, on the 4 hour hasn't confirmed. 2 hour doesn't have it. So 4 and 6 hour bullish divergence hasn't quite confirmed. Overall, I still think that we can kind of move down. So in the near term, in the long term, I'm bullish on it. Near term, I'm looking for us to have somewhat of a pullback still. We could probably get back to the monthly open at 200. That might be a good area. Let's see if we hit the weekly P yet for this. I don't think we've hit the weekly P. Oh, yeah, we did. Yeah, the weekly P is up here. Yeah, because weekly S Woody. Where is... Let me add that. Let's see. Let's add that. Okay. Let's see. Where's the pivot at? Wow, we're S1. Woody, weekly S1, S2, S3. So the pivot's way up there. Jeez. Let me add a little more focus to this. That's quite a move. Yeah, weekly P's right there. Oh, no. Where is the weekly P? They scammed us into the weekly P. Weekly S1, S2, S3. Let's see. Hold on. 12, 20. I think I might change how this focus is used. I might turn it off by default, have it as an on-off switch. Sometimes it's way off. Weekly P, yeah, so we pretty much blew through it. Let's see, did we already test it? We have not. Oh yeah, we did Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Yeah, we already tested that. So man, what a move from weekly P. down onto weekly S3. Interesting. So, you know, long term, I am still bullish on Tesla, but we do need a pullback on that. So, all right, let's head back over to Bitcoin. Bitcoin's still pumping a tad bit, so that's great for my longs. We are going to do a random indicator. I'm going to go ahead and drop these all off. Right, so I went ahead and created a new chart, popped in Bitcoin in it, and then kind of found this indicator here, popped it in, and just kind of looking at it a little bit, digesting it a bit. You know, one thing that I kind of noticed with this that's really crazy, check this out. So we'll put this right here, which is the bottom, pretty much the bottom of that area, right? So if we go over here, it's kind of another bottoming area per se right there, right? And then if you keep going, it kind of becomes an area of resistance in some sense. I mean, we got a bit of resistance right there. We are on the 2 hour though, so we'll drop it up here. But that line kind of loses value after a while there. So let's create a line, let's say down here. Let's see if we get anything off that here. You know, I take these indicators and kind of look at them different ways and kind of digest how they might be useful. That one didn't really do much, but I did notice this right here. If we put a, you know, resistance level up here, check this out. So top right there, pretty much the top right there, kind of front ran that a little bit. And then you get over here, top right there, top right there. I mean, it's kind of crazy to see that. You know, I kind of wouldn't mind seeing this in real time. Almost topped out again right there, and we fell down like crazy. I kind of wouldn't mind seeing what we do when we get back over here. I mean, we're getting awfully close to it, so it'd be kind of nice to see how we react. You know, get back up here and then reject again. It seems like the production cost is going up more and more and more and more, even though the price isn't rising as much. So food for thought there on that. That's kind of crazy. And then, you know, same concept of this, we could take the bottom here, say it's a support level. You kind of have the support level right there. And then if you go way over here, we have a support level right here as well. It's kind of crazy to see this. I just like popped this on here and I just started playing with it. And then we got a bit of resistance right here. Bit of resistance right there, not much, but it kind of like every other cycle, like it seems like this cycle right here doesn't quite do as well as like this range that we've been playing here, and then the previous cycle plays a little bit better together, you know, more so than what we're playing in right now. But it's kind of interesting to see that, pretty nifty to see that, kind of just popping this on the chart and then just playing with it. So it's pretty cool. It's Bitcoin production cost. I am gonna find one other one that we can kind of play with and see what we can do with that, so stay tuned here. All right, so last random indicator, VWAP candles. Actually pretty interesting to see this too. I noticed that when it transitions really quick, you know, drops down and then transitions really quick, it kind of keeps that trend. So for this case, we have, you know, we drop down really quick and then we kind of have this trend that's just red, and it's pretty much mostly a consolidation point before a major pump. So, you know, it would only work out for the beginning. So you see that massive drop and then you're like, oh, okay, this is still somewhat bearish. You could take some positions based on that, but it's not super useful, but I did like the cool look of it, so I thought I would add it. You see this little mega pump right here and then it transitions, so you could possibly take trades based off this just like disappearing, you know, the opposite of the trade that is going. So you could along this area would have done pretty well. Let's see. You could have, like, if this disappeared, you know, you could have taken a position shorting it the direction that it's at. Would have done really well on that one as well. Let's see, we kind of still have consistency there, so we won't say that's one. So it's short, it's red here, so if we taken a short, it would have played okay. Then there's some consistency there, so I'm kind of playing it as like when it disappears, randomly disappears, taking that position trade. So this, you know, goes green and then it disappears. We would have taken a long. It would have not gone so well for us. Dang. So it lasted a little bit there. Let's try the 2 hour. I always like my 2 hour. Yeah. It doesn't really give signals for us. It's kind of a trend direction, but it's not, you know, it doesn't really, I mean, the candles are red. So It kind of like you already know the trend's going down. All the candles are red. A little unfortunate. I guess, you know, this would have been an okay play. Well, there's a green one right there, though. So maybe not. Not the best indicator, but I did want to check it out. It looked kind of cool. I think the first indicator, random indicator we did, was better in a sense. I think you could take trades off of it better than this one. This one's kind of washy. You can't do much with that. But anyways, I hope you did enjoy the video. I hope you have a wonderful evening, a good morning, or a good afternoon wherever you are. Thanks for tuning in. Until next time.